by Gopikan Krishna Prabhu to talk on this topic, the glories of the holy name. And specifically he requested we explore this one prayer. You can ask the boys to keep quiet back there. Yeah, you. Ask the boys back there to keep a little quiet. Yeah. He asked me to focus on this one prayer called the Namastakam. Okay. So just a couple of weeks ago I did what's called a Japa retreat, where we spent 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just all of us, several hours, sequestered in a hall, just how to improve our focus on the holy name, on the Japa. How many here are doing Japa daily? Little bit at least. So you do Japa of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And you're doing Japa on beads also? Everybody doing on beads? Beads are good. These are Tulsi beads and it's very sacred to do them. Yeah. So, in the Japa retreat, we focused on how we can really get all aspects of our being completely embracing the holy name. Because that is the way to chant the holy name, to give ourselves full surrender to the holy name. What does that mean? How do we do it? There's different aspects to it. You know? One thing we talk about a lot is that the holy name is not merely a practice that we perform. The name is Krishna, who is mercifully present in the sound. It's a mystical thing actually. It's a magical thing. Normally if you say water, 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 that doesn't mean water will appear in the mouth automatically by magic. But if you say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna does appear by magic because he is in his sound. But his presence in the name happens to the degree of feeling that we bring into the name. This is important, very important. You know? So we talked about in the retreat, we have talked about how we bring our japa connection at a physical level in the form of sound, sitting properly. I think we talked about that also before here. We sit properly, then you bring the mind into the game. How? You bring the mind by removing the mind. In the sense that you don't try to use the mind to create things of images, or let me create an image of Krishna in my mind. No. Prabhupada said don't do that. Prabhupada said focus on the sound. Don't try to think of even pastimes of Krishna. We forget our pastime, we think of other things only. We don't want to do that. This japa is not time pass. It's not a way to relax. No, it's a way to connect. It's a way to build a relationship with Krishna. It is not an opportunity to do multitasking and planning. That is not. Even it's not an opportunity to listen to Krishna consciously. No. The focus should be on the sound. That is the Krishna conscious thing. So that's why we learn about how to disengage the mind from other things. Use the mind to hear. It's actually possible to use the mind to hear. Focus only on the sound. Okay? Then we move to the heart space, where we have to make sure that we approach the calling out with a feeling. There's a feeling when you call out to somebody. Like if your son has not done his work or his homework, and he's just left the book there and you see he's not done his homework, then he's playing video games and says, you shout his name loudly. There's a feeling there. A feeling of anger. Or your son brought you a gold medal that he won, and he's hiding in the room, he didn't tell you. Wow, you see, and you call him, yes, come. You call his name, but this feeling is different, it's a happy feeling. A feeling of pride. So there's always some feeling when you call out to somebody. So with Krishna also we should have a feeling when we call out. It's not a thought. Feeling and thought are two different things. Thought, you only focus on the sound is Krishna. That's the only thought. And you embrace the sound with your mind. But even that embrace has a feeling. There are different feelings we can bring. One of the easiest feelings we can bring is gratitude. We can be thankful to Krishna for everything He's given us. And that's a nice feeling. It can be, people cry tears of gratitude. My God, Krishna, you gave me so much. And then you move to tears. That chanting is so powerful. See, so there are 4 gates. One is the fundamental, we sit properly, chant clearly. Second one is the mind, where you disengage the mind from other things and just focus on hearing. The third is the feelings. And the fourth one is patience. You bring patience, you wait at the gate. That Krishna, you please come now. So it's a gate of surrender. My Lord, I've given you everything I have. And now I've given you my heart, my mouth, my body, my lungs, my mind also, and my heart, my feelings also. I have nothing more to give you. You please give me your mercy now. So that's the 4th gate. Okay? So today we'll use this Namastakam to deepen our relationship with the holy name. It's very important for us to do, because we're going to spend the same amount of time. If you're going to spend the same amount of time doing a japa, do it well. You won't save time by doing it poorly. You get so much out of it, spiritually and also mentally. Central point of this Namastak is this. The holy name is not merely a practice we perform. He is Krishna, mercifully present in sound. So by the end of this class, I want us to feel more reverence, more respect, more hope, more clarity, and more prayerful dependence when we sit down and chant. Okay? So, today's class fits where on this whole journey? Right in the middle. The first is the fundamentals that I talked about, where we're entering the holy name with respect. Respect is shown by your body language. You sit up straight, you chant clearly. And the mind and intellect we bring by saying, reminding ourselves the name is doing the work. I don't need to do mental gymnastics. I don't need to do more work. The magic is coming by the name. I just need to focus my mind. Today we'll focus on the 3rd point, which is the glories of the holy name in the Namastakam. Who is it that we're actually approaching? How does the holy name work? And then of course 4 and 5 is the heart, where we have the honesty, the softening of the feelings. And then we wait for the mercy. See? So before we get into the actual verses, we should understand the reasons to study this Namastakam, these 8 verses. What are the reasons? Many devotees chant regularly, yet they feel uncertain still. Sometimes some doubts may be there. Am I doing this right? Why do I still feel mechanical? Why is it still so hard to stay present? It's very hard. Mind keeps drifting off. Those questions, we addressed them in that discussion in the past. We've addressed those. The Namastakam answers those same questions at the deeper level. So we'll go a little deeper today on that. Okay. What does it teach? It teaches sambandha. Sambandha, it's our bond, our relationship, our identity. What is that? That the name is not separate or different from Krishna. Namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktish. That you, my Lord, you have invested every potency of yours in your holy name. Every power of Krishna is there in the holy name. It teaches abhideya. Abhideya is the 2nd one. Abhideya means how to approach chanting. You approach it with reverence, with respect, with hearing, with prayer, the sense of dependence. And then it teaches prayojan, the 3rd one. Prayojan means, what do we get by doing all this? Where's the destination? Where are we headed? We get something, right? What are we going to do? The prayojan is developing real taste, real attachment, real bliss, and a sense of shelter in the holy name. And you feel sheltered. When you feel genuine shelter in the holy name, then you'll feel so strong that nothing in the world can touch you. That's the kind of confidence that comes. Because in reality, nothing in the world can touch you. With the spirit soul, we're indestructible. The body is going to get old and die anyway. The relationships of the body that are superficial, they're going to wither away anyway. Time is going to wipe all that stuff out, but the soul will not be wiped out by anything. This gives you that realization now. And that gives you confidence. We don't want to be in fear because we're thinking we're the body. And it's not possible for us to be fully self-realized unless Krishna is with us. That's why we chant. And this 4th point, I like it. It's very nice. it protects us, this Namastakam, which we're going to study, it protects us from two extremes. What are the two extremes? Pride and hopelessness. So pride means, oh, I'm doing so well, I know everything now. I'm chanting perfectly, I'm a perfect devotee. That is not good for us. That is, we know that we need to be humble, like the other extreme is, oh, I'm so hopeless, there's no point chanting. There's no way, I'm the worst of the worst, there's absolutely no need. The whole world can chant, but I cannot, there's no point. That's hopeless. That happens. People do give up. It's true. This Namastakam is going to save us from both extremes. We should not be so proud because there's no reason. Krishna doesn't like pride. At the same time, the hopelessness will paralyze us and we'll give up. The process is going to save us. You see. These both extremes, where we think chanting is our accomplishment, that's pride. Or the other is a despair, where we think our weakness makes chanting useless. I'm only weak. I'm not saying chanting is weak. Chanting is pure. But I am so weak that it's not going to work for me. You see. So Namastakam leaves room for neither of those illusions. Those are both illusions. And it gives us two things. It gives us realism and hope. That is realistic. I will make progress gradually. And that hope remains. You see. That's important. Now let's talk about the actual 8 verses. This is the map of the 8 verses. So before going into the actual verses themselves, I'm showing you the map, the movement of the Ashtakam. It is not just randomly praising the holy name. There's a structure to the whole Namastakam. It has progression. So it begins with reverence and shelter. Then it reveals the name's mercy. Even for those who are unsteady or disrespectful, the mercy of the name comes at some level. Then it explains Namabhas. Namabhas means little bit light is coming through. Sometimes before the sun rises, the sky lights up a bit. You don't see the sun yet, but you see the light, there's some hope. That is called Abhas. Abhas means you get a sense that the sun is inevitable. That's Namabhas, the dawning. Then it declares the unique power of the holy name over karma. Our karma gets destroyed. Sinful reactions do get destroyed. Then from 5 onwards, it becomes very personal and relational. It focuses on the relationship of person, Krishna's intimate names. It gives the heart to the theology, that the name and the name, Abhinatva Nama Namino, that's point number 6. There's no difference between name and Krishna. These are all points that are going to shine forth in the verses, so keep this in mind. And then 7 is a festival of bliss. It celebrates that the name is like a festival. Festival is so colorful, they're so uplifting. No matter how bad mood you are, you enter into a festival, all the bad mood goes away. You see everybody smiling, you feel like smiling, even though normally you don't smile, but you feel like dancing, and you feel like eating all the nice things, and you want to, smell the flowers, and you want to help with putting up the colorful decorations. It just changes your mood. That's a festival. Krishna's name does that. It has that effect. See, and finally, it ends not with analysis, but with a prayer. Please, my Lord, appear on my tongue with some taste. You see, we want to taste of the holy name. So that itself teaches how mature chanting works. We begin with doctrine, with the philosophy, but we end with supplication, humility and prayer. So this Namastakam covers the whole span of it. So thank you, Gopinath Priya Prabhu. I think this is a good choice on your part. It helped me also to map this out, because I spent some time putting this together. And I think it's a really, really good thing to do this for all of us as an exercise, to learn these prayers. Okay? Let's look at them one by one. Verse number 1. Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala Diti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Ai Mukta Kulai Rupa Samyamanam Paritastvam Harinama Samshrayami. The holy name is glorified by the crown jewels of the Vedas and worshipped by liberated souls. Therefore, I take complete shelter of him. See, this verse 1 begins with the stunning claim. What does it say? That the Upanishads, the Vedas, they're the crown jewels of the revelation. Right? And these personified Vedas are offering arati to the lotus feet of the holy name. Liberated souls worship the holy name. So the holy name is not a lower, simplified practice for ordinary people. It's the highest. It's the summit of spiritual revelation. The best of the best yogis, the best of the best philosophers culminate their practice in chanting the holy name. It's not something for beginners. But the cool thing is even beginners can take it. So this fits perfectly with the first gate of our Japa framework. Entering the holy name with respect. We should bring respect to us, our language, our body language. If you see the personified Vedas and all the gods offering arati to the holy name, and when the name comes in my house and I don't treat it with respect, I just sit like this, pretend it's not there, or just give it. I'm still chanting but not giving full respect. How does that match up? If I see this picture, everyone is worshipping, sitting straight, and they're like giving it the best, they're dressed up nicely and first class, and here I am being all sloppy. No, I should come up to speed with that level of respect. And how do we show the respect? By how we chant clearly, by how much energy we bring into it. If I didn't sleep enough, I can't bring enough energy to it. So we should sleep enough early the night before and so on. Wake up early so you get the best hours, sit up straight, those kind of things. That's how we show respect. We're not squeezing in a few rounds between other priorities. Sometimes we have to do that, but that's not what normal way we want to do it. That's not how you show respect. We prioritize the chanting by shifting our schedules. That's how you show respect. Remember, we're approaching that reality. Even the liberated souls worship. We are not liberated souls. We should have even more respect. So when we sit straight, when we slow down, articulate properly, when we create a sacred space like this, when we show care, these are not empty techniques. They are our body's way of showing that I understand God. They say, I know who I'm approaching. I'm very well aware. You see? So for a japa, what is the application? Approach japa with reverence, not casualness. Posture, pronunciation, we talked about those. They become an offering of respect. And the mature response to the holy name is taking full shelter. So this is how we apply this verse to our japa. Remember, we are discussing Namastakam from the point of view of our daily practice. That's why I asked you, who does japa? I'm hoping everyone can take mental notes at least, that this is I'm going to improve like this. See? That's verse number 1. We'll go to verse number 2. We have 8 of them, so it's quite a bit of material we have to cover. Verse number 2. Jaya name namadheya munivrinda geya he janaranjanaya paramasas aksharakrite tvamanadaraadapi manag udiritam nikilogra tapa patalim vilumpasi. Even when the name is uttered only slightly and with disrespect, he still destroys vast suffering. Now this verse is full of hope, that even if someone disrespectfully chanted Krishna's name, even slightly, still it destroys vast suffering. Krishna is so lenient. If you do mathematics in high school, you have to show your work, you have to show all the different steps. And sometimes it's like 10 steps you have to show that you understand the concept mathematically to prove the equation. So the math teacher checks, and if that one question is worth 10 points, the last answer number you got wrong because you made a mistake the last point. But the first 9 steps you got correct, he'll give you 9 out of 10. Sometimes even if the answer is wrong, he'll give you 10 out of 10 because he seems to know everything, and that's fine. That's a lenient math teacher who marks like that. Because he gives you credit. Even if you didn't fill the whole thing. Krishna is so lenient. He will give you 100% just for writing your name on the test. Just you showed up, that's good enough for me. He's so lenient. You don't write a full name, just write a little bit, he'll figure out whose test it is. Yeah. Attendance, 100%. Pass. He's so lenient. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains how lenient the holy name is. The name Ram is so purifying, so powerful. Just like name Krishna. So he writes, actually I think Haridas Thakur wrote this in Harinam Chintamani. In Haridas Thakur's time, who were the rulers? Mughals, the Muslims. Haridas Thakur himself came from Muslim family. He said the holy name is so lenient that even if in their Arabic language they have this word haram. Haram means sin. Or he says he's a harami, he's a very sinful man. It's a bad word for them. Krishna is so kind, he sees the word Ram in there. You said haram, I hear Ram. I'll give you credit for saying Ram. You know story of Valmiki, right? He couldn't say Ram. They said, okay, say Mara, Mara, Mara. So that became, so he get credit for saying Ram because it was Mara, but said in a sequence. And that's how it works. So holy name is like that. You're like, oh, okay, cool, then why do I need to be disrespectful? No, the point is not to normalize careless chanting. The point is to reveal the staggering compassion of the holy name. Now in practical japa life, that's us, many devotees swing between two reactions. What are the two reactions? One is become very casual about it. This is very disrespectful, you're casual. Or another, you become crushed by it. I can't do this too much. It's like, I can't, it's too tight, I can't do it. This verse doesn't allow either one of those. It doesn't say that carelessness is ideal. No, that's not the point. But it also doesn't let us conclude that our weakness makes the chanting completely useless. Just because I'm weak doesn't mean there's no benefit at all. There's some benefit because the name is so strong. Some benefit will be there. Some voltage will come through. Some light will come through. Some nourishment will come through. So what is the healthy takeaway for us for verse 2? Don't become casual, but also don't become hopeless. It's helping us on both ends of the spectrum, keeping us in the middle in the line. Progressive. Be better than yesterday. Return to the holy name again and again with humility and the desire to be purer in our chanting. We want to be progressive. We don't want to be just satisfied with our mediocre level that we're at. His mercy exceeds our inconsistency. So that gives us hope. So the japa application, the bottom I've written there, don't use this verse as a permission for laziness. We want to be better and better. Use it as a medicine against despair. When you feel that, oh, there's no hope for me, then you use this verse. No. There's some hope is there, Even the, Arabs, they say like that, they get credit. I must get something. So it'll give you hope. It'll save you from that dark well of despair. See, never lose hope because the name is stronger than your weakness. Nothing we can do can make the name weak. The sun is very pure, it's very purifying. No amount of stool you throw in that direction will make the sun impure. In fact, if there's some stool on the ground, the sun purifies that, dries it up and kills all the bacteria. So the sun is beyond being contaminated by our foolishness. But we can have hope that even a little bit approaching the sun will give us some benefit. And so that's what this verse is about. We go on to verse number 3. Yada bhasopyudyan kavalita bhavadvanta vibhavo drisham tattva dhanamapi Tishati bhakti paninim. Even the dawning glimmer of the holy name destroys the darkness of material existence and directs the spiritually blind toward devotion. It's a beautiful verse for those of us who are struggling chanters. That even the dawning appearance of the name is called Namabhas. Yeah, it's the first word. Yad abhaso. Abhaso api. Abhas means this dawning. Even the dawning appearance of the name Namabhas begins to destroy the darkness and orient a person toward bhakti. Wow, there's something here. Chanting, you told me to try it. I'll give it a shot. Oh, there's something here. That's why we keep coming back again and again. Why do you think we come back all the way here to Somerset in this temple? It's a bit of a drag to come here. We have to put on our clothes and get dressed. It's like Sunday. We got to go to school tomorrow. Got to go to work tomorrow. No, but there's something here. There's something. It's drawing me. That's what this is. It orients a person toward bhakti. When you're in the middle of an open sky and it's completely dark and then the sun starts rising, you wonder, oh, there it is. It orients you toward that direction. I want to go east, but I don't know where east is. But you see that's so. Krishna is my direction. My mati, my orientation in life is now Krishna only. That's it. Only Krishna. Only Krishna. But that comes when we feel the abhas of the holy name. And that can happen even on day one. You're visiting first time, and you're chanting, you're dancing, everybody, hey, there is something here. That's what Namabhas is. Begins to destroy the darkness. Now dawn is not at noon. It's at dawn in the morning. But once dawn has come, the night is already losing the war. This gives us a practical vision for japa. We don't need to dramatize every round. We don't need to keep asking whether that experience was mystical enough for me to keep going. No. Even genuine partial, even a glimpse, partial contact with the name is transformative. See? Right? So this reinforces the central instruction that we do in that japa framework. What is that? Just hear. Don't try to take the mind here and there. Just hear the sound. When the mind wanders, bring it back to the sound. This return is not a failure. That return itself is a part of the dawn. The fact that you're trying to bring your mind back to embrace the sound, that's part of the dawn. Okay? So, japa application, don't despise the small beginnings. When you're starting japa, you're having small beginnings. Those are good. Every little thing in the beginning is good. Every little progress in the middle is good. When the mind wanders, return it. That return really matters. It shows Krishna one thing, that you're interested in him. We only need to prove Krishna one thing in our whole life. We are interested. I'm interested in you, my Lord. Really? Prove it. Here, I'm going to prove it. You ask me to do this, you like me to chant, I'll chant. Okay, good. How nicely are you going to chant? I'm sitting up straight. Good. Prabhupada says sit up straight, so you should do it. I'm chanting clearly. Good. I'm feeling, yes, very good. I think you're interested. If Krishna gets some hint that we're interested, then the rest of the work he will do. We don't have to do that much work. Our project is what? To prove to him that we are interested. That's it. You're not in love, just interested. Love part he'll bring. Because when he shows us his face, we can't stop loving him. Okay. Text number 4. Yad brahma sakshat kriti nishtayapi vinashamayati vinana bhogai apaiti nama spuranena tatte prarabdha karmeti virauti veda. The Vedas proclaim that the holy name destroys karma in a way that other paths do not fully accomplish. That's amazing. This verse makes a bold comparison. It's comparing what? There are many processes that are aimed at impersonal liberation. They don't do fully what the holy name does. The name destroys karma at the root. This is where our Japa framework becomes very powerful, the 4 gates framework. The Nam is doing all the work, the name is doing all the work. We're not merely running a discipline program for the mind. That's not the point. The point is not to discipline the mind actually. The point is to allow the name to do the work. We're exposing ourselves to the direct action of divine mercy. That's all we're doing. When we bring the mind, return back to the holy names, the idea is we're allowing ourselves to get the benefit of the holy, the magic, to work on us. See? So what does that mean? It means that japa is not a performance. It is not self-improvement theater. It is a meeting. It is an encounter with the Lord. It's not small, it's huge. The holy name acts. The holy name purifies. The holy name intervenes in our karmic cycle. Yes, all of us have carrying some karma. And we see it every day happening. Oh my God, this happened, that happened, or this happened to this person. We see their karma working. All kind of weird karma, all kind of very painful things. The Lord comes and intervenes in our karmic cycle. That intervention could look a little more painful actually. But He's saving us from something much worse. That intervention is the Lord coming in. So how do we apply it in our japa? We should chant with confidence that the power is not in my effort, but it's in the power of the name itself. My effort, what is the value of my effort? I can barely even pull myself out of bed. The Lord is the one doing the work. See? Japa is a meeting with the Lord, it's an encounter. So this verse is also very sweet like that. The Vedas say that the Lord destroys karma, yeah. And that He destroys karma in a way that will help us in our bhakti. Not destroying karma so we'll have luxury life or some comforts. Because sometimes certain comforts can actually ruin our bhakti. They'll distract us. So He'll give us just enough comfort and just enough discomfort to keep us on track. We should have that much faith in the Lord. Whatever the Lord is doing for us is good for us. It may not be comfortable, or it may be smooth, no problem. Whatever it is, no problem. But we should have confidence that that holy name is doing His work. Verse number 5. Now we're moving in a direction where it gets more personal. Akadamana Yashodanando Nandasuno Kamalanayana Gopichandra Vrindavanendra Pranata Karuna Krishna Vityaneka Sarupe Tvai Mamaratir Uchay Vartatam Namadeya. May my attraction for the holy name increase in His many intimate forms, such as Yashodanandana, Nandasunu, Gopi Chandra, and Krishna. So now it's a prayer that may I be more attracted to these different personal sides of Krishna. The holy name is invoked through many intimate names of Krishna. See, Krishna's names have meanings and they reveal intimacy. Intimacy. The son of Yashoda. That's very sweet and intimate. You see that painting back over there? You can turn around. That it is so sweet and intimate. Look at that. They're both looking at the artist, Krishna and Yashoda, but Krishna is leaning his head on Yashoda's face and Yashoda is holding him very nicely, and his cute lotus feet, they're showing the pink of the soles, and they're just so adorable. You can just imagine sort of toddler baby fat on his calves and his legs. Like if you squeeze it, it'll be so pudgy. And I look at that other painting back there where Krishna is stealing the butter. It's an intimate glimpse of the Lord. We are so fortunate in our tradition to get this kind of closeness with Krishna, isn't it? It says Yashodanandana, Kamalanayana, Gopi Chandra, Vrindavanendra, the son of Nanda, the lotus-eyed Lord, Kamalanayana, the moon of the gopis, the king of Vrindavan. This is the perfect bridge into the heart, the heartfelt section of our Japa framework. We have that third gate, which is feelings. One of the feelings we can bring is appreciation for Krishna's sweetness. So first we can sit, before you start chanting, meditate on the sweetness of Krishna. Appreciate. Then once you're in the mood of appreciation, then you focus the full mind, keeping the vibe of that mood. That's the feeling you're bringing. And focus the mind on the sound only, that's it. So sit in a room where the light is colored by appreciation. Different colored lights you can bring in the room. One day can be appreciation, another day could be gratitude, and there could be affection, another day could be remorse. I'm feeling remorseful, I wasted my life. These are all powerful feelings we can call the Lord. If you turn on that colored light, sit in the room, then focus on the sound with that feeling. So, the holy name is not only sacred sound. The name belongs to a person. It carries a relationship. There's a history there of all the leelas. There is a sweetness, there's affection, there's reciprocation. Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. So if he reciprocates with all the devotees, we can be hopeful he'll reciprocate with us. See? That's why in our japa, we understand that the hearing of the name is not just the sound, it's a person. Okay? Verse number 6. Vacham vachakamatiti udeti bhavato nama swarupadvayam purvasmat parameva hanta karunam tatrapi janimehe. The name exists in two inseparable ways. The Supreme Person indicated and the sound vibration that indicates him. Yet the sound form is especially merciful. You understand this point? That the name is in two inseparable aspects. The person and the sound vibration itself. They seem like two different things. But the sound is the person. And yet the sound is also slightly different because sound is more merciful. Why? Because sound is accessible to us directly. This is the theological center of the whole class. That Krishna is non-different from his sound of the name. See? They're non-different. And then, okay, non-different, fine, but the astonishing part is that the sound component is more merciful than the person component. Although the sound is not different from the person. See? Why is this? Why is this astounding? Because many philosophers may offend the Lord in his personal form through ignorance, through unqualification, through distance. They don't understand that he is God. They may offend him. You know, Krishna says, right? Fools deride me when I come in this form. So then they'll offend because they don't understand. But the name comes to the tongue. The name enters our ears. The name makes himself accessible to the fallen souls. Because the name is so powerful, it can be shared very easily and go straight to the heart. That's why Mahaprabhu comes and does that method in Kali Yuga. That's why, because Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation of the Lord, and he spreads the holy name, so the holy name carries that merciful aspect. It's incredible force. What are we supposed to do then? We just hear the name. Don't think of anything, just hear. That's why the instruction remains. Hear the name, the mercy aspect will come automatically. We don't need to invoke it separately. Okay? Go to verse number 7. Sudita Shrita Janarti Rashaye Ramya Chidghana Sukha Swarupine Nama-gopāla Mahotsavayate Krishna Purnavapushe Namo Namaha. The holy name destroys the sufferings of those who take shelter of him. And a festival, we talk about the festival of dense spiritual bliss for Gokula. So his name is a festival for those of his devotees, and it destroys all the suffering for those who take shelter. This is actually true. And I promise you this, if you embrace the holy name in your life in a meaningful way, your sufferings will be destroyed. I'm not kidding you. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm telling you from experience. Pain, or the sensation of pain, we cannot avoid. But suffering is optional. There's a difference. There's pain and there's suffering. They're two different things. If your perspective is proper, no amount of pain can actually make you suffer. Because suffering happens in the mind. If your mind is the shelter of the Lord, and He makes you realize you're not this body. He is the one. All the pains of the life, the sufferings of the life disappear. Even the pain may remain. For example, someone tells you something harsh. Maybe someone very close to you. Heartbreaking. Very painful. We've all had the experience. But if you have a Krishna conscious angle, and Krishna gives you the mercy through His holy name, that pain will still be there, but the suffering will not. You'll see the reason, you'll see the angle, you'll see why they might have said that. You'll understand it very quickly. It'll dissolve. Suffering is gone. That's what it means. It destroys the suffering of those who take shelter of Him. It works. It actually does. And then, that's just one thing. Destroying suffering is one thing. It becomes a festival of bliss for those of us who live in Gokula. Well, I live in New Jersey. No. You can all live in Gokula. You can all live in Vrindavan. Because by thinking about Vrindavan, you're in Vrindavan. In fact, it's better to live in New Jersey and think of Vrindavan than live in Vrindavan and think of New Jersey. Isn't it? Because your mind is where you actually are. Sometimes teachers looks at you, hey, where are you? Are you here or are you somewhere else? What do you mean? You can see me, I'm here. No, but your mind is somewhere else. That's where you actually are. So if our mind is in Vrindavan, that's where we are. We can live in Vrindavan every day. And coming here to this temple teaches us how to do that. When we see the beautiful deity form, when we see all the devotees getting excited and even nervously doing the seva, this is Vrindavan mood. We learn the mood, we take this mood home. So come here every week. Take this mood home to recharge your Vrindavan batteries. And that's how you can be festival of spiritual bliss in Gokul. Every week is festival. These things are not cheap, these flowers and all that. This is a festival. Festival costs money. All of you are contributing to this, very nice. Because festival, Utsav, the word for festival is what? Utsav. The word for transcendental, something that lifts you above darkness, is Uttam. You heard Uttam? Tama means darkness, ignorance, darkness. Uttam means it lifts you above darkness. Sav means depression. Utsav means lifts you above depression, sadness. Today the biggest disease in America is depression, sadness, mental stress. But Utsava, when you're festival, no more stress, nothing. The holy name is that. Every day Utsav. The holy name is that last line. It's not just a rescue rope. He is a festival. Something to get excited about. And then we go to the final verse. Okay? Narada vinod jivana sudormi niryasa madhuri pura Tvam Krishna nama kamam spurame rasane rasena sada. This is a prayer. O Krishna Nam, ocean of nectarian sweetness and life of Narada's Veena. Is it Narada Veena? Narada Veena? Ujjivan. It's the life of Narada's Veena. You please appear on my tongue always, along with Rasa. The name for the tongue is, Rasana. Tongue in Sanskrit means Rasana. Rasana means what? That instrument that lets you taste Rasa. Rasana. So you come with the rasa. Rasa means taste, juice, like the good juice, not the crummy juice again, Costco, like the really good one. The pure, freshly squeezed one. You please come on my tongue. Remember, when we chant, we are begging. We don't command. We don't command revelation. I've done all this, now you... No, you beg. We beg for appearance. This lines up with that last gate in the Japa framework, which is beg for mercy. It's a culmination of our retreat. After the fundamentals and the hearing and the emotional honesty and theology, the final movement is this dependence and prayer. This is the doorway of mercy. Now we wait. The final posture of the chanter is prayer, not self-congratulation. No, prayer. Let this mood of surrender become the ideal daily prayer before japa. Please appear, my Lord. We have to beg. Please let your sweetness become real to me. Let my tongue become a place where you choose to manifest. So, this is how we do it. We're going to chant a little bit together. Okay, sit up straight, everyone. Posture, sit up straight. Not too stiff, not too relaxed. Comfortable, not casual. Okay? We're going to chant each name very clearly. And to help you bring the mind back to the mantra, you focus on the first Hare. You said first Hare, you say a little bit louder than the others. Hare Krishna, like that. Only the first one. This way, it's an anchor, it brings you back. It's a very nice tool. Okay? And then we choose a most natural, conducive mood. First, select a mood of gratitude or something like that. Okay? And then the main thing we have to do is just here. So we're going to close our eyes, not going to be distracted. We're going to chant 3 mantras together, only 3 mantras. But we're going to give them the best mantras. Only hearing, no other thoughts. If you have to picture something, picture the words like this. See? Just the Hare Krishna. That's it. Don't picture anything else. We have to focus on the sound. Okay? And in the mood of gate 4, begging, please come. Engage me in your service. But hear the sound. Okay? 3 mantras only. Imagine the last 3 mantras you're going to chant in your life. What quality you'll bring. Close your eyes. Step straight. We'll do it together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Okay, stop now. Were you able to do very good quality chanting? Yes? Did your mind wander at some point? Okay, yeah, very good. Didn't wander for some of you. Some of you wandered at the third one, second one. First one was good. Second one started going here and there, right? Okay, we didn't score 100%. We'll do 3 times again. This time go for 100%, okay? Mataji? 100%. This is our practice, no? You're doing weight training. You start with small weights, only 3 mantras, and do a little bit more. We want to be good. We want to show Krishna that we are what? We are interested. That's right. Interested. We're interested. We show it. 3 mantras. Close your eyes, nice, huh? Focus on the sound. Forget about the thoughts. One more time. Ready? Close your eyes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Wonderful. Felt good, right? Yeah. Now there's no reason why you cannot do that in your daily practice. Really. Because it's between you and Krishna. Don't waste time. We don't know how many days we have left. We don't. Nobody knows. Only person who knew was Parikshit Maharaj. He knew he had 7 days. We don't know we have 7 days. Parikshit Maharaj knew tomorrow I'm not going to die. We don't know that. 100% tomorrow I'm not going to die. Tuesday I'm not going to die. we don't know. Tuesday could be a funeral. We don't know. Okay? So, when we chant, we go with this mood. I am approaching the most merciful form of Krishna. We already did this 3 mantras, okay? How to carry this into daily practice. Look up with Namastakam, it's there. Just Google it, Namastakam. Recite all the verses, or at least verse 1 or 8. Before Japa, verse 1 or verse number 8. The English, you don't have to recite Sanskrit, just read the English. It's like one line, it takes 3 seconds. If you feel discouraged, read verse 2 and 3. When you're feeling dry and no taste, verse number 5. When you're feeling distracted, verse number 6. And when you're finished, you leave with gratitude, a sense of dependence. Don't measure yourself. Just thank the Lord for this opportunity. The holy name is not waiting for us to become qualified. The holy name is our qualification. We don't have any qualifications. We never will. The holy name is the qualification. See? So we'll do closing prayer here. That last verse. O Krishna Nam, please appear constantly on my tongue, along with transcendental affection for the Lord. Just here, open the heart truthfully and wait for mercy. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your valuable time and your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do we have a time for interaction, or are we out of time?
Yes, we have time. We have 10 minutes.
Oh, we have 10 minutes. Okay, great. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. So you have told the importance of Japa. So I have one question, Prabhuji. So you have mentioned in around 6th verse, 6th or 7th, I'm not sure, Prabhuji, but you have mentioned that it will, the holy name will end up the sufferings, but the pain will be there, but it will make you to forget the sufferings. So you have given an example, something like if someone told some wrong about us, or if anyone disagrees with our opinion, when we practice the Krishna consciousness by doing this kind of japa, we will forget the sufferings. I am thinking in another way, Prabhuji. Suffering needs to be there. In my opinion, suffering needs to be there, Prabhuji, because no, in my opinion, but I may be wrong, because that will make us to correct ourselves, correct, Prabhuji, because if I am sleeping at 12 o'clock, if my wife or my relative or my parents, if someone comes and tell me that you are doing wrong thing, you have to sleep early. If I am not taking their words as a suffering, then how can I correct, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Am I conveying my message correctly, Prabhuji?
I think so. I think you've conveyed your thoughts correctly. I can address, I hope I have understood, but I can talk about it.
Oh, sure.
Yes. So there's a couple of ways to look at this, right? There's a couple of ways to look at this. One, sorry, what's your name, Prabhu?
Naveen Kumar, Prabhuji.
Naveen Kumar. Okay, Naveen Prabhu. Yes, so suffering is helpful for education, like you mentioned. There are different ways to educate ourselves. Those who are smart, hey kids, shh. I can't hear what I'm thinking because you guys are talking. Those who are smart learn by hearing. Oh, if you do this, that's going to happen. They don't make that mistake. Those who are less smart, they learn by watching only. they heard it, but they only see, oh, I should not never do this, and I don't go. And then the others, even after watching, they'll not learn. Only when they're kicked, then they'll learn. Those are less smart. So all are valid. It just shows our level of intelligence. So it's not necessary for us to be suffering. We can just understand to learn something. We don't have to all suffer. One time someone asked Prabhupada, it's important for us to suffer. Otherwise we won't appreciate, the nice things that Krishna has given us. If we have the hard, if we have suffering, if we get bad, then we can appreciate the good. Prabhupada said that's nonsense. What do you mean? Oh, you turn around, I'll kick you. When I stop kicking, you enjoy the feeling. Thank you for stop kicking. What nonsense. I'll kick you for 5 minutes, then when I stop, you'll enjoy the feeling of relief. That's the logic. It's not necessary to suffer. But sometimes the lesson you learn from suffering can go deep. But it's not necessary. You see. Also another thing is how, for example, what spiritual life does, it accelerates your maturity. I'll give an example. A little child, say 3-year-old, eating lollipop. Lollipop falls in the sand and starts crying, it's gone. And the mother says, no, don't worry, just cry. Add lollipop, I get lollipop only once a week, now it's gone. Now if a 25-year-old guy is eating lollipop and falls down, he's not going to cry. Most 25 will not cry. Because he's matured. Okay, whatever. Why should I? It's not a silly thing anyway. So spiritual life gives you perspective. This is a little thing anyway. Don't sweat the small stuff. And it's all small stuff. Spiritual life gives a perspective. All this is small stuff. At the end of life, who's going to care whether I lost how many jobs? Who's going to care how many times I visited, Disney World? Nobody cares. It's very boring. Don't go Disney World. It's like standing in lines 3 hours for a 2-second ride. It's the dumbest thing. But we think, it's so nice. It's not. But as you become mature, you realize, what a waste of time. And how much I wasted my human life. I could have been chanting. I would have been doing festival. I could have been Rath Yatra instead of silly Disney World. Festive. So, my point is, when you read these, when you practice Krishna consciousness, when you talk and associate with devotees who are mature, your maturity accelerates. Just like a child's maturity accelerates. So when that 3-year-old child becomes 6 years old and the lollipop falls in the sand, one 6-year-old child will still cry, but the mature 6-year-old will not cry. Same age. But because they were trained properly, they got proper perspective, things are more important in life now. We realize things are more important than the pettiness of materialism. And that's the lesson. And sometimes we need to be kicked for that. Some people need to be kicked, and we are mostly kicked anyway. Most of us. But if you realize this is no need to suffer in this thing. Sometimes the suffering, it blocks your clarity. That's why suffering is not good for you. See? Okay? Good point, Naveen Prabhu. Yeah, it's not a bad question, it's a great question. It's a great question. A lot of us are convinced of this, but we have to understand the full perspective. Yes, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. There's a question in front. Oh. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a great session, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, I have a question. Whenever we attend, say, Japa retreat or this kind of class, so it boosts the energy and focus for a couple of days or weeks to have quality of chanting. Then gradually it got degraded.
Yeah.
So, how to bring that rhythm again?
Now, this is very true. This is very real, that right now we get excited, I'm going to chant exactly like Prabhuji said, and then Monday comes, everything looks different, the lighting is different, my house is different, the same problems are coming. That's true, it's very hard to take the retreat home, because everything changes, the mood is different. Right now everybody's excited, at home nobody's excited. You're the only guy. And it lose steam very quickly. 5 minutes is nice, and then same stuff after laundry, and then, same things. It's hard. It's real life hits you on Monday. Most people die on Monday than any other day of the week. It's true. It's the most depressing day. So why is that? A human nature is that we get covered over very quickly. So this is important to have a momentum, to break free from the routine of our day. And that requires intensity. Have you seen a rocket take off to go into outer space? You know how fast the rocket has to accelerate? Not the speed, acceleration. The rate of change of speed has to be more than gravity. Otherwise, the rocket cannot escape the pull of gravity. What is the speed of gravity? The rate of acceleration? How many meters per second squared? 9.8. 9.8 meters per second squared means every second, if you drop something, every second the speed increases by 10 meters per second. In 10 seconds, it's going 100 meters per second. So your rocket has to beat that. In 10 seconds, it has to go at 100 meters per second. In 10 seconds. If you have seen it at 20 seconds only, it has to be moving at least 200 meters per second. Otherwise, it cannot escape. So you can imagine that's why it's so much power. To escape the gravitational pull of our conditioning, we have to put that much power and intensity. No, this has to happen. I'm going to watch the recording again. I'm going to do this. Otherwise, we will not be able to escape the gravitational pull of our habits, of our environment. We need intensity. We need to be convinced. We need strength. We need association. Otherwise, it's not going to take off. It's not going to work. Right? So yes, intensity is required. That's where intensity comes in. Tivrena bhakti yogena ijayata purusham param. But the good thing is very joyful. It's joyous. Hare Krishna. So how to take it home is reflect on it again and again and do it small pieces. Do only one golden round. Don't try to do all 16 first class. It's overwhelming. Promise yourself that suppose you do 16 rounds, or suppose you do 4 rounds. Out of 4 rounds, one of them is going to be golden. It's fantastic. But not this week, next week. This week, only 3 mantras have to be golden. And you put all effort on 3 mantras like we did just now. Then next week, the full round you do golden. Okay, so those are doing 16 rounds. Do 1 round golden. The first one should be golden. The first one. It sets the pace for the others. Not do the last one. The first one, make it super nice. As if it's the last round you're going to chant in your life. It may be the last round. We don't know. But chant it like that. Then it sets the pace. Okay, apply all these 4 gates, all the principles. Go and watch these videos again. Watch them on double speed. YouTube you can change the 1.5 or 2.0 because the regular speed is too slow. So 1 hour class it becomes 20-minute class. That's okay. This is but you cover the material quickly. Reflect on it and apply intensity. Otherwise we won't go anywhere. To do anything, to succeed in this world in anything, you need to bring some intensity. You cannot say that I'm chanting, yeah. No, I won't chant good. Intense chanting. You can argue that, and Prabhupada said you cannot cook with smoke. But where there's smoke, there's fire, no? You can argue like that. But a little bit of fire here, some smoke only is coming out, and the pot is like 10 feet away from the fire, and you put some water and grains like rice and dal, and then you're waiting. There's no khichdi happening. Because the fire is not strong enough and it's too far. But you're arguing, smoke is there, no? You won't get anywhere. So some minimum intensity is required. Some minimum quantity is required, minimum quality is required. Otherwise, you won't get khichdi for breakfast. So we have to bring our A game to this. It's hard. I'm not saying, and you exactly diagnose this perfectly. Come Monday, we'll forget all this. How seriously am I? Can I prove to Krishna that I am interested? That's right. So we prove to Krishna by bringing our intensity. It's between you and Krishna. It's not a performance for other people. Then why not do it well? Krishna has given you so much, we can show him at least we're interested. Alright? Thank you for the question. Alright, so we're going to do?
One more question, sir.
I think we're kind of out of time. But yeah, sure, make it quick.
So maybe it is not, I don't know, out of curiosity. So let's say we are focusing on hearing. So if someone is disabled, not able to hear, is there any mercy from Lord for them?
Yeah, if someone's not able to hear, that's fine. There are people who are deaf, devotees who are deaf, and they still chant. They chant by hands, if they're not able to speak, and they hear by reading. So that's fine. That's how they interact in the world. The Lord gives them extra special mercy for sure. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So, with that inspiration,
let's we all chant one mala.
Yes.
Yes.